I was born in segregation, 1958, in a segregated hospital in a segregated city, to two parents who met 1 month after the Brown versus Board of Education decision. And they met at a social gathering where the discussion was W.B. Du Bois's Soul of Black Folks. Then the conversation evolved into what would be the impact of Brown versus Board on the South. This is in June of 1954. Brown was decided on May 17, 1954. My parents met at that party, and from that day forward, they never separated. And so they were bonded by, my mother at the time had gone to Boston and was just back for a couple of days before she went back to Boston. And my father had just finished LSU Law School as its first Black graduate.
Oh, wow.
So they, my mother was working on a master's degree. My father was a newly minted lawyer, but he had to go do 2 years in the Army. And he ended up in the Army in Baltimore. So for 2 years, they had a commuter relationship before they got married and a little bit after they got married, back and forth between Boston and Baltimore. But the point is that my family was involved in the struggle for racial justice and integration from the time I was born, right? From the moment I was born, it was the consumption
It was steeped in it, really.
of their lives, right? My father was a civil rights lawyer. My mother was teaching school. She was a union activist. They were consumed by and heavily involved in everything. The NAACP, the Urban League, the Legal Defense Fund, tons of civic and social organizations in this Southern battle and fight, for integration, for integration. And so 1963 comes along, the schools had been integrated. There we go. We're going to the integrated school. Now we go to the school, and I remember kindergarten. One day before kindergarten, my mother takes me to another Black family's home, and I meet these other two other Black boys, and says, you guys are gonna be the only, and you all are gonna walk to school together every day. Because the way things were set up is, we lived in this all Black neighborhood over here. There was a ditch here, like tracks, and over here was a white neighborhood, and the school was over here.
Go over the tracks.
So we had to walk through the ditch, which was the shortcut, to get to the school. First day of kindergarten, in the class.
Kindergarten, you're 5.
We're 5 years old. They put us in the class, and they sat us in the back of the class, all 3 Black boys at the same little table. We were segregated within the classroom. And little did we understand, and little did we know at the time. One of my earliest memories was kindergarten would end half a day. So we would walk home at 11:30 when kindergarten went out. The second or third day we were there, all of a sudden, we heard people yelling the N-word, N-word, N-word. Older boys chasing us to get over to the Black neighborhood. And that became a not infrequent occurrence, right? And so your race gets instilled in you, even in the sanctity of the little classroom. Race is not an issue, but they made it an issue by seating us in the back at a table together. Now, I didn't realize, that dawned on me when I got to 4th grade. And I became much more aware. I remember when Martin Luther King got shot and killed when I was in 4th grade. And I'm thinking, that classroom, we were segregated inside of the classroom. And in 4th grade, on the playground, at recess, we'd play football, touch football, pick up touch football. the teams were the blacks against the whites.
Oh, wow. That's very
That's how you
deep.
played on the playground. Blacks played black. We all over here on our team, the black team, playing the white guys.
Who won?
Huh? Who you think won?
Who won on a regular basis?
We were faster. But it was instilled in me in those first, this sense of race and this sense of, what it may have meant. Now, 5th grade comes along and I changed schools. My parents changed me to a middle school, a Catholic middle school run by the Christian Brothers. And I go to class and I'm the first, I didn't know it until I got there. I'm the first black student to ever go to that school. And I'm in 5th grade class by myself.
You don't even have the sanctity of the other.
I'm by myself now.
Yeah.
The class was, they had 2 tracks. They had they had the gifted and talented track. I was in the gifted and talented track. And then they had the track, I said, for rich kids.
You just have to be rich track.
And I was on the gifted and talented track. So this school was a transformational experience for me because you got in 5th grade, you were taking 7th grade classes. It's like an honors track. So you were accelerated. There was a lot of homework. They made you read a lot of books. And 3rd day, 4th day, I'm at the school and I'm on the playground. I was a ball player, so I was a football player. So, I'm going on the playground, play football. And, if you're a good football player, everybody wants you on their team.
Of course.
So one of my classmates kind of on the playground, so it comes in proximity to me, says, he doesn't understand why the school has allowed an N to come to school here. Well, you know me. I'm from Pontchartrain Park. What do you think happened? We went a fist fight on the ground.
Fisticuffs.
And interestingly, we got hauled into the principal's office. And the principal, who was this older religious brother, Christian brother, he looks at the white kid and he says to him, my classmate, if I ever hear you using that kind of word again, I'm going to send you home. He looks at me, he says, son, we do not settle our disputes by fighting. You understand that? And then he says, you get out of here. So
I feel like that was pretty fair.
It was fair.
It was
It was really fair because I remember thinking, wow,
he could have.
And what grade was that? Just
5th grade.
5th grade.
5th grade. So there were a lot of racial experiences in elementary school, middle school, and high school. But one thing I got, this incredible, upbringing, which was so, I lived in an all-black neighborhood, Pontchartrain Park, which is a wonderful place to grow up. And you got all your friends. And I played on recreation football, recreation basketball. I was, very, very involved. And then felt like I was living in 2 worlds. Then I would catch the public bus. So I was 10 years old. My mother put me on, I had to catch 3 buses.
Wow.
Go to one bus, transfer to the second bus, transfer to the third bus. 10 years old, I'm by myself. I'm rolling to school. So I gained a real sense of independence.
I was going to say independence.
I learned how to move on my own.
Yep.
I learned how to move around on my own.
Right.
I built a whole lot of confidence in moving around on my own because I'm a little 10-year-old boy riding the public bus.
10-year-old black boy.
10-year-old black boy riding the public bus. In those days, there were no black bus drivers. All the bus drivers. And one thing I noticed, even though the signs on the buses had come down, all black people were sitting in the back.
in the back.
Sitting in the back.
The white folks sat in the front. So the vestiges of segregation and the practices certainly remain.
Everybody knows their place.
Everybody knows their place. It's the
you
South.
gotta go here.
Everybody, you know your place. I know my place, and that means peace. But it was unjust and unfair. When I got to, and I'm telling these various different stories, I ended up, after spending 4 years at Christian Brothers, and I was an athlete. I played football and basketball. I was on the city all-star teams at 12, 13, 14 years. I was a pretty good athlete at that level. So high school comes, and I choose to go to Jesuit high school. which is the premier Catholic boys' school in the city, right? And I chose it over St. Augustine High School, which is a Black Catholic boys' high school, where most of my friends who were going to Catholic school went, right? And I go to Jesuit. Well, Jesuit wore uniforms, and before I went to Jesuit, I had to go buy my uniform. So I was an independent kid. So my mom's like, okay, go buy uniforms. So I get the bus. I go downtown to Canal Street. I go to the place that was on the card. I go inside, and the man says, "What are you here for?" I said, "I'm here to get uniforms because I'm going to Jesuit." He says, "You're not going to Jesuit. There's no way you're going to Jesuit.
You must mean this other school. You're not really going to Jesuit. You mean the other school.
You're not going to Jesuit."
Yeah.
And I'm like, he says, "You're not going to Jesuit."
Wow.
And he wouldn't sell me any uniforms.
Wow.
I never bought any uniforms. I walked out.
Wow.
So wait a minute, you had the presence of mind to tell him to kick rocks.
Yes.
That's awesome.
And I was completely offended.
Yeah.
And it was really like, before I even got to the school, it was like a negative experience, right?
So how did you, where'd you
I
get
went
the
home,
uniform?
told my mother.
Yeah.
She said, "The hell with that. There's another school on the card. We'll go get," and she took me to go get the uniforms, right?
Mm.
Just khaki uniforms.